Everybody, it's Scott Shetler from Extreme Performance Training Systems, and in today's video we're doing this one for my strength conditioning for combative sports athletes playlist. We're going to look at a couple of exercises that you can do with the kettlebell to increase your shoulder mobility as well as promote shoulder joint health. So like I said, all you need is a kettlebell for these two exercises, and there's a little bit of bonus if you've got a heavy club or a mace. I'm going to show you an alternative to one of the exercises. So the first exercise is called a Kettlebell Halo, and what you're going to do is you're going to take the kettlebell and you're going to hold it upside down, hanging onto the vertical part of the handles like so, and you're going to start with the kettlebell at your chest. Then from here, you're going to rotate the kettlebell over the shoulder, opening up the shoulder joints, rotating the kettlebell behind the head, back over the other shoulder, and then back to the starting position in front of the chest. You want to make sure that you do these in both directions, and you want to make sure that you're using the weight of the kettlebell to pull the arms around the head and not forcing the mass of the bell around the head. So as the head of the kettlebell drops back behind you, or as the mass of the kettlebell drops back behind you, let it pull and open up the shoulder joints as you rotate it around the head. Now, a variation you can do if you've got a heavy club or a mace that works really well. This is called a gamma cast. The gamma cast can be done, like I said, if you've got a heavy club that you can use with two hands or a mace, doesn't matter. I've got my AddX adjustable exercise club here. And what you're going to do is start with the mass of the club in front of the body. Depending on how long the handle is, your hands are going to be somewhere right around your lower to mid abdomen. And then just like the Halo, you're going to use the mass of the kettlebell to pull your arms around the body as you drop behind the shoulder and then pull it back around to the starting point. Again, that's called the gamma cast, and you can do that with a heavy club or a mace. And just like I mentioned in the Kettlebell Halo, it's really important that you don't try to force the mass of the club around your head. You want to let it pull and kind of traction the shoulders as you roll it around the body. It's kind of hard to describe, you just really have to feel it. But you'll feel the weight of the club drop behind your shoulder and then just kind of swing your arms around. So it's very little to do with shoulder muscle tension and strength, and it's a little bit more to do with mobility and flexibility. We're going to look at the second exercise now. This is, like I said, really good for shoulder mobility and can be done with a kettlebell. This is called a Kettlebell Arm Mark. And what you're going to do is you're going to start out almost like you're going to do a Turkish get-up if you're familiar with that exercise. You're going to start on the ground, pick the kettlebell up to the side of the body, and then press it up almost like you're doing a floor press or a bench press. You're going to keep the arm perpendicular to the ground, kettlebell locked out over the chest the whole time. Now from here, what we're going to try to do is, keeping the arm perpendicular to the ground, we're going to try to roll the chest away from the arm and flatten it out over on the floor. So what I'm going to do here is got the kettlebell up on my right side. I'm going to extend my left leg, and then I'm going to use my right leg to push myself over to the side. Now once I get over here, I generally like to swing my right leg over to the opposite side so my legs are in a scissor, and then I can use that leg to control how far I can get my chest down to the ground. So I'm going to slowly work down, keeping that arm perpendicular to the ground. And usually what I like to do is I like to hold that position for maybe about 15-20 seconds or so, and then release, and then drop back again. I usually do about 3 to maybe 5 drops, and each time I try to open the shoulder a little bit more as I go forward. So again, you're just going to roll the chest down toward the ground, keeping that shoulder open, letting the kettlebell, the mass of the kettlebell, pull the shoulder open, and then rotate back. And that's your kettlebell arm bar. Now it's really important when you're doing the arm bar, you're going to feel the mass of the bell, and it's stretching your arm open as you lower the chest toward the mat. So you want to keep an eye on the bell. You want to make sure that you're in control of the bell the whole time. You don't really need to go too heavy with this exercise. I was using a 12 kilo bell, it's about 26 pounds. I generally use either my 12 or my 16 kilo bell for myself. And I've got some pretty jacked up shoulders from years of powerlifting and lack of shoulder mobility. So like I said, once you get that arm, you just want to think about pressing the kettlebell, locking the elbow out, pressing the kettlebell up into the ceiling, and then as you roll that chest over, just let the kettlebell kind of stretch the shoulder back, and you'll really feel it start to open. Obviously, you want to do both sides for this exercise. And like I said, I like to hold that stretch for about 15, 20 seconds or more, and then I like to release it and then do about 3 to 5 total repetitions where each time I'm trying to increase the range that I can get my chest down to the ground to open up that shoulder. As far as the halos or even the gamma cast, if you're using a club or a mace, I generally like to do about 20 to 30 reps per workout. I'll usually do sets of 5 in each direction for about 5 to 6 sets, 4 to 6 sets, something like that. Again, with this mobility and stretching, I just really tend to go by feel. If I'm really beat up and my shoulders are tight, I might do a little bit more. If I'm feeling pretty good, if my shoulders are feeling pretty healthy, I might just do a little bit at the end of a workout. So you just kind of plug it in based on how beat up your shoulders are and how much you need to focus on mobility for your individual joint. So hopefully you like these 2 exercises and you'll be able to implement them in your program. Like I said, all you need is a kettlebell to do these exercises, but if you do have a heavy club or a mace, it's kind of a bonus. If you've got any suggestions on future videos or any topics that you want me to address, you can leave those in the comments section below the video, or you can email me at scott@eptsgym.com with your suggestions. If you think this video is pretty valuable as far as the information goes, please share it with a friend or somebody who might benefit from this information. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get updates on future videos. And thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.